So this was heating up quickly over the weekend, and China knew it had to reply formally. And so they did, with a formal statement confirming their racism, justifying it, and promising to continue it. And so confident are the Chinese dictators that they will get away with it, they actually published their views in English and promoted them to the West through their propaganda outlets. They're not ashamed of their racism. They want the world to know about it. It's a dare. Are you really going to do something about it? I dare you. You and what army? Here's the Global Times, which is a Chinese Communist Party propaganda outlet in English language focused on China's foreign policy. It's one of the ways the Chinese Communist Party speaks to the world. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson's remarks on Guangdong's anti-epidemic measures concerning African citizens in China. Here, let me read it a bit. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian on Sunday made remarks on Guangdong's anti-epidemic measures concerning African citizens in China. The remarks were as follows. Faced with COVID-19 and abrupt global public health crisis, all countries are taking containment measures to prevent it from further spreading. China has achieved remarkable progress at this stage thanks to our most comprehensive, rigorous, and thorough measures. But we are still facing great risks of imported cases and domestic resurgence, particularly as the pandemic spreads all over the world. Imported cases are causing mounted pressure. Boy, they're proud of themselves, aren't they? They're the heroes in their own story, by the way. They're not the cause of the virus. No. They're not the spreaders of the virus. They are the victims and the heroes. It's foreigners bringing the virus to China who are to blame. You can't make this stuff up, people. Now, the next paragraph is even grosser. I won't read it all. It's just so long and so self-serving. And you notice that they haven't said a word yet about their no blacks welcome approach, their little attempt to bring in apartheid, you might say. Let me read. China and Africa are good friends, partners, and brothers. Our friendship is forged on the basis of joint efforts to seek national independence, liberation, economic development, and better livelihood in the past decades. Such time-tested friendship is a treasure for both Chinese and African people. Humanity shines through the darkness of the epidemic. It goes on for so much longer, and not a word yet about them rounding up black people in the streets. And then they just deny it. They just say your eyes are lying. No one's being treated differently. No one's being rounded up. Are you crazy? You're probably one of those imaginary Taiwanese racists that Tedros was talking about. You're the racist for challenging China. All foreigners are treated equally. We reject differential treatment, and we have zero tolerance for discrimination. Do you believe that? Since the outbreak, the authorities in Guangdong attach high importance to the treatment of foreign patients, including African nationals. Specific plans and proper arrangements are made to protect their life and health to the best of our ability, thanks to which we were able to save the lives of some African patients in severe or critical conditions. I think the problem might be they just care too much if you listen to them. That's the problem, people. Don't you see that? Look at all that caring there. So let me translate from the Chinese government to plain English. We have specific plans for you people, and you'll thank us for it. And if you think we're discriminating, well, you're wrong. Okay, we're discriminating, but it's for your own good, or something like that. They're not really very good at this, at least by our standards of woke cancel culture in the West. It's good enough bafflegab for the Chinese media. They're all controlled propagandists. I don't think it's going to be persuasive in Africa, frankly. I think 1 billion plus Africans will just watch those cell phone videos and know in an instant what's happening. They won't parse that weird diplomat speak and lies in unreadable editorials and ambassadorial statements. China's reputation around the world will continue to fall to bring it properly into line with its real misconduct. That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.